All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites who come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great. Right? An absolute free fall. Ask BB and ask DJ Trump if everything isn't in the free fall right now. And they're trying to clean it up and make it look good, but anyway. Come in week out to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, the people on this side. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, similarly a speckled bird, right? Whosoever responds to the mysterious call of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, it's a mystery. And it's a small club and you ain't in it. All you can do is hope and pray. Lord willing, you are. All right? Anyway, we're out here trying to get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and get back in order because it's all the way too late. All right, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right to it. Face the east. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem L'Kakodash. Double honors to the other apostles, all the bishops of GMS. This is a mystery, right? So they're going to be code words, right? Just like this devil, he got hand signs, signals, and secret words. They got words right out in the open. They call upon their God. They say, "Oh, mighty Isis." They get power on the left-hand side. What about ours, right? Our names are such a secret. Everybody going to call on old JC, right? They're going to call on them demons on the left. The witchcraft is so strong, right? You're going to have the whole world calling on JC a demon, right? And only those that are in on the mystery, right, are going to call on the right name, right, and get the real power. That's what the whole thing is about. It's about knowing. To be able to call on the name, you have to know the name. You have to know balance. In order for the mystery to be revealed to you, you have to come humble. Number one, there are many things, right? Number one, you have to be ordained from, you understand? You have to be part of the elect. Right? So, and then if you believe that you are, you're going to be moving, right, in a very spiritual fashion, knowing who the Most High is, knowing the value of the name, knowing that the name is the door. If there's only one name, somebody tells you there's only one name, you got to scrutinize. Right? There's only one way, right, and it's thin, right? You got to scrutinize. You got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You can't leave it up to somebody else to make the right decision for you. You have to do that anyway. The point I'm making is people are going to be completely confused. Why? Because they're not in on the real secret. And what is the real secret? The mystery. The mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. It is for you to know, but not for them. It's a mystery. Okay? So, this is 2nd Ezra 13. Let's see where I'm going to start. 30. And then I'll go back up. But I want to make a point, all right? Because everybody knows what's going on. It's just not everybody knows the way out. Not everybody's being shown the one way out. There are many ways, but there's only one way out. You got charlatans out there, IUIC, ISUPK, saying, hey, this is the way out. That's not the way out. There's only one way out. It's very specific. You got to be able to see who the charlatans are. This is, I want to bring a special highlight to this word, astonishment. 2 Ezra 13:30, and he shall come, who shall come? All right. It says, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell upon the earth. The word I'm looking for is astonishment. These people, right? Why are they going to be astonished? It's going to be so far beyond all that they looked for. All right? So there's a whole mystery going on that only we know about. Here we are telling people, hey, this is what's going to happen. They're like, I'm trying to hit it. They're not going to understand until they see it. And when they do, he shall come to the astonishment. Like, when the scriptures say that the Most High visited the earth, how did he visit it? When it said the Most High came down and spoke to the people, how did he come down? He came down and spoke through his, right? How did he visit the earth? He raised up Esau to go through and subdue everybody. Okay? So knowing these things, knowing the nature of the Most High, how he gets down, balance, a false balance is an abomination, right? We understand the nuances, if you will. I mean, nobody can understand anything of the Most High that he don't want you to. So whatever he wants us to understand, his chosen, right? And we all have a portion. That's understanding. Understanding that, oh, well, you only need this, right? Here's your lot. That's understanding of the Most High and how he works with individuals as a body, right? How he works through his son on the right hand. Whenever you see the right hand, this is spiritual understanding, right? To know what these secrets and these mysteries mean. By his right hand, and we know that that's talking about Yahweh. That ain't talking about JC. See, people don't know. And by his right hand, that's not talking about JC, the demon. That's talking about Yahweh Shai, the one who's revealing the mysteries to Great Millstone, if you will. All right. So anyway, back to this. I'm gonna read that one more time. 2 Ezra 13:30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. That's everybody. Okay? Everybody's gonna be like, see, the earth is already being kindled, right? Before Yahweh Shai gets here. That's the Most High visiting the earth. Okay? When Yahweh Shai gets here is a different level of the Most High visiting the earth. Okay? So, right now people are like, oh shit, this is biblical, da 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 da. But when the arrival comes, it's going to be a different level of oh shit. Right? But we know right now, we know about the kindling. We understand what that is because, oh shit, you know, they don't. Right? They're going to understand that we were telling them the whole time when it's too late, which is is shit on yourself. Oh, I got a load in my pants, and they were telling the truth. That's what it's going to be. Too late. Okay. Oh, you mean what you were telling me the whole time that we were laughing and scoffing at and making fun? You guys were right the whole time. See what kind of trouble you're in? Good thing you shit on yourself. Not like that's going to save you from anything. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on there. They can shit on themselves. They'll be like, oh shit, I fucked up. You told me, oh, you were right. I called you a monkey, and now it's registering in my head. Everything's lighting up. Oh. The Edomites, oh, we are a whole bunch of demons, and it's time to pay. Oh, we thought that day was never going to come. At least we were praying. We knew in our spirit that it would come. Here it is. Right? Here's, oh shit, God has me by the mind right now, making me review my wickedness, and there's no way out. Right? That's the kind of shit that's going to be going on. Oh shit, what's going on? Does this have anything to do with how wicked I've been? Yeah. Yep. Right? We went through that when we came in. We were like, "Oh, you mean I get to be absolved of my wickedness? Where do I line up for the next 20 to 25 year bid, to 30 years or whatever?" We're not going to be astonished. We're waiting, patiently waiting for things to start crumbling. And guess what? We're here. They have started, right? And these are the last few warnings, right? But, you know, people are going to start breaking up. They are right now. They're just holding on to it. Son of this bitch. Salaka. Watch out for Esau. So Esau creep up on you. Anyway, now I'm gonna go back and read from 29. 2 Ezra 13:29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Okay, so it's coming, right, from who? It's coming from the Most High. To understand the Most High, this is why we say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. When we speak of Yahweh Shai, very seldom do we just say Yahweh Shai. We say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Because we're being right and exact, right? With understanding. When it speaks of the right hand, right? Everything is done by the right hand of the Most High. Okay? And that's the understanding. These are the mysteries, right? This is the understanding, so that you understand there's a right hand and a left. There's that balance. There's that understanding. There's that gift of understanding that you were given to buttress and bolster your faith, which is a gift. Okay, here come the gifts. Anyway, the mysteries, right? These are the mysteries of the Spirit of God. The true Spirit. Everybody, oh, the Spirit, but, oh, that's not the Spirit, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, wow. Right? To understand Al-Ashadya, the Spirit of, how about that? The Spirit of Al-Ashadya that nobody's talking about. Right? Number one, that if you're misinterpreting, you're out there coming up against the true gospel, your ass is in trouble. Right? You're actively fighting, lest ye be found to fight against. Right? What the Most High said. What does that mean about this person out trying to stop the truth from coming? That you are one of the most wicked motherfuckers on the face of the earth. Okay. You are wicked. You understand? Anybody that comes into the path of a man of the Lord, right, and it goes south, that was all designed so that when the Most High judges you for whatever you did to one of those little ones, right, to have that understanding, right? Hell, I'm afraid. I'm like, wow. Be very careful how you treat these men, lest ye be found, right, not worthy, and that, I never knew you. That's the one that you don't want anyway. Now, where are we at when we start this? 2 Ezra 13, behold, the days come when the Most High, we're right here at war. Everybody knows 13 is about what? War. How does Esau's kingdom come to an end? Through this war? Which one are we talking about? We're talking about the way out. The way into the kingdom is through war. The saints shall take the kingdom. What does that mean? War. Again, 2 Ezra 13:29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Deliver? What do you mean? Oh, well, they're in captivity. What does captivity mean? Well, you were taken prisoner of what? War was coming out right now. Oh, the Indians, and they've been fighting this war since 1492, and right? Well, those Indians are okay. Those are the tribes. So what war are you talking about? Oh, you mean the same war that you're trying to finish right now. It don't finish like that. Okay? Sit your ass down, Gad. Right? Trying to come up, oh, we're this and we're still fighting this war. No. No. And you'll get yours in the end. Right? That's true. Right? But on a different level. Right? Not rising up against the cavalry. Right? It says he shall overcome at the end, not the cavalry. We're going to overcome with what? Spiritual power. Okay? You ain't going to overcome Esau until you get that spiritual power. When will you overcome? One day. When is that one? One day when we get that spiritual power. Okay? You got to understand that. Anyway, 2 Ezra 13 chapter is about basically World War III. And one shall undertake. That's 31. So one more time from 2 Ezra 13:29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. The delivery is what? It's basically an extraction. If you understand what an extraction is, you got them birds that are coming in to the LZ to extract the POWs. Who are them birds? As birds flying, right? Helicopters, right? Got meteorites flying in formation. What did who's this? The little American pilot that got shot down. What did he say? Oh well, it was some. They don't know what that was. Whatever he was trying to explain in Iran. He said it was some extraterrestrial ship. Extraterrestrial drones. What are we talking about here? All right. Sound like some. You start talking about extraterrestrial and UFO. It's really, well, you got to consider the angels, right? Because the angels are fighting right now. All right. That B-52, I believe it was shot down. Like they're saying, right? Not me. I knew immediately. I'm like, B-52, explodes in California, da 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 da. I'm like, that sounds like the angels took down a nuke, right? 2, 3 days later, oh, UFOs involved. I'm like, yep. Anyway, the time that we're in, let's get that real quick before we come back. It's Ecclesiastes. See, if you don't understand, you have to, in order to get out of here, guess what? You have to lace up your combat boots, even if it's just for the airlift, right? You still gotta, get to the LZ. You gotta get down low, run low to the bird to get under it so that you could get beamed up. And it's the book of Ecclesiastes. So a lot of people, they're not there. IUIC is not there. Oh, we're training. What are these niggas? Well, we're marching around. I'm like, you're stupid. We're getting in the way. We're exacting our own demand. I saw advertisement for IUIC. It said, IUIC is against Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm like, you niggas are the cops. The IUIC is against Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm like, you motherfuckers are the cops. Oh, they're not coming after you for saying that? That's not even using wisdom. This is big ass thumbnail. All, done up. Like, whatever. It's lucky. Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there's a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. A time. What time? A season is boot-lacing season. Because that's all there is left. There ain't no other season right now. Then understanding this, you're in Jacob's trouble. The only way out is you have to get on the battle. You're on it. They're hunting niggas as we speak and not saying nothing. You haven't woken up to that yet. And giving people passes for shooting them outright. The one right now, he gave me a menacing look. He looked at me wrong, and I have the jurisdiction to shoot this motherfucker here. I deem it necessary. I got a badge, right? He gave me a menacing look, so I killed him. Here's where we're at, okay? And if you're not protected, don't be giving up no menacing looks, all right? Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to kill and a time to heal. This is 3. Ecclesiastes 3:3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Remember that, okay? Everything there's a time. But refrain, put the knife down, Peter. If you gotta do what you gotta do what you gotta do, but put the knife down, Peter, all right? That's the way out. Yahushua is the example of how to get out, even if it means laying down your life. Ecclesiastes 3:8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. The only way out of here is through the time of war. The time warp. The time of war. Okay? The only way out of here. So you gotta understand what time you're in. Okay? It's boots all the way out of here. If you think you can get out of here with some flip-flops on, and IUIC and ISUPK, we go boots and fatigues. You got on Zoris. Go look that up, Zoris. Okay? Long before it was a flip-flop, right? That's newspeak, flip-flop. What about Zoris? Okay? I'm talking about the 1960s. Anyway, it. Behold, the days come, 2 Ezra 13:29. Behold, the days come are here. The days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Now we're in that time now in Ecclesiastes, a time of war. We're in that time of war right now, right? And it's not gonna stop. Okay, now you gotta consider this. It is just being noised abroad since yesterday, really, in its totality, that America lost the war. They're just coming now, because it's been over for a minute. Somebody lost a long time ago, and they're just telling you Babylonians, yep, guess what? We lost, and guess what's coming, you niggers? That ass whooping. We got to take it out on somebody. Here's what you're being told right now. In the next 2 months, you niggers don't understand what's going to happen because we lost that war. So anybody, yeah, we lost the war. You got to be careful what you out there saying. Because right now, it's time to be circumspect. DTA and a Bible ball, you got to speak in code. Because anybody, they're going to be quick. See, there's a reason, okay? There's a spiritual reason. Let's get this, Salaki, real quick. Why is Donald Trump attacking Barack Obama? Obama for treason. Obama for treason. Why is he doing that? Because any nigga that says anything foul about Babylon, Obama for treason, Obama for treason. He's setting that up. So you can't complain. You can't complain about Donald Trump. Obama for treason. Any Negro, right, that wants to say anything bad about concentration camps, we're coming to get you niggas, whatever. If you say one thing bad, Obama for treason, got you. Obama's you niggas. Nigger for treason. Niggers are treasonous. Niggers are treasonous. That's why he's saying that. Whoever says you lost the war and jumping up and down, laughing, Obama for treason. Okay, here they come. And who's their main target? IUIC, right? To make an example. Main target is the true men of the Lord, but they're going to make an example out of Nate and them, right? They've been setting that up. They're going to make an example out of a real nigga university, right? Right? Just keep showing niggas aping out, which they are doing, these kids, right? Get them Juneteenth. Look at the niggas on Juneteenth. Gotcha, right? Couple that with Real Nigga University. Put those two together. Oh, here they are saying, we're real niggas. Let's put that together with the Juneteenth. These niggas are real niggas. Here's what real niggas are. Here's what they're doing. They're going to put that together, right? And take them down, and then try to get to us. The true men of the Lord, they're coming after us. Then shall they know, right? Let's do that. We're just going in the spirit. Then shall they be known. Second Ezra 16:73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So, if you're in this truth, and you have been, and you're standing firm, you know what your marching orders are. right? Right? Two. Second Ezra 2 and 43. Nope, 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel, and I said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is this that crowneth them? And gave them palms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I to greatly commend them, and here's the point, that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, so what does that mean, to stand stiffly? It means to know that you have been bestowed with this enormous task. Here's the mysteries. Here's the understanding. Now get out here and go walk like Yahushua, right? Straight up on the battlefield, understand what you're doing, right? Thorns and briars and Negroes, okay? Shit, Issacharites, okay? Shit, it's crazy out here. Jake is just wild, man. But look at Manasseh. Look at Manasseh down there. You tell me, is Jake getting judged? Has the judgment started? Look at Manasseh. What's going on? And from what I understand, that's going on in Haiti. That's going on in Puerto Rico. Ephraim, Levi catching it. Benjamin catching it out there. Right? It has begun. Right? And time is very, very short. You can tell how. What they're saying right now, let's get this. They're saying that there's some acting going on with Netanyahu and DJ Trump, part of the floor show, as they try to regroup. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, his schemes. That sounds like a scheme. Well, these two, they done did all of this shit, right? Conducted whole genocides together, while making it seem like they didn't, right? And that one wasn't given weapons and ammo, support, logistics to the other while they did that. And now they done had a hissy fit fight, and they're not going to continue or complete the mission. Sounds like a scheme, right? Somebody put it together. It was what's her name? The bookworm girl that looks like Daphne. Uh, Shit, might be her name, Daphne. Well, analyst girl. If I said her name correctly, you would understand who I'm talking about. But she was putting it together that this MOU or the deal that they're making has higher implications than just war, and it goes into some New World Order shoring up activity where Iran gets this, and they get this money for infrastructure, they get to do this and da 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 da, and it's disguised, right? What's that girl? Whitney Webb. Now you know. So Whitney Webb, right? The men of the Lord go to her for the information that she brings out on the inner workings of things such as Palantir. Right? She says Palantir a lot. She says essentially a lot. Oh, essentially, right? But point being, she's really good at what she does, and the Most High got her in place to tie together some of these loose ends, if you will. So she was going in on how there's a higher purpose for this MOU, right? And what we're seeing with the money. What is 300 billion for, and what is it? Da 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 da. Well, that's on some. Let's just say. Image of the beast type shit, right? Here, we gotta get you. Are you in? So the deal that they made basically is a deal, right? What we're seeing, if they come together with this deal, that deal is really them coming into the NWO, and now they got to get China and Russia. They said now they have to pressure China and Russia, and then you got this. You know what? I should probably try to bring that up. They got this. I saw a video. Let's log in. See if I can find this one first. Using my train here. So Whitney Webb was breaking down here it is. Let's see if I can get this in. Slocky, there was
the promo code and get the legendary Grand Oak Pod Rig for
pretty
free.
loud, isn't it? Slocky, bear with me. She said something very important.
Is a situation where we essentially have the nation states acting as enabling environments for policies that are often drafted at the international level by think tanks, and I'm sure the most notorious of those are things like the World Economic Forum. But there's the Council on Foreign Relations, there's Chatham House, there's CSIS. I mean, there's a lot of these entities around, and oftentimes Congress people aren't really directly writing the policies they're voting on. They're handed laws.
Let's see if I can find what I was talking about.
Sometimes those are developed from these think tanks, which are funded largely by multinational corporations, and sometimes directly by big tech oligarchs like Bill Gates, for example.
Let me see if I can find what she was talking.
Change there, even with the incoming administration.
Maybe it came
Well,
from.
so I would argue that one of the reasons, or what we can look to as sort of one of the markers of this whole trend beginning of this sort of bleeding of national security state issues between countries when it really doesn't make any sense. An example I like to bring up is a man named Samuel Pisar. You may know him as the stepfather of Anthony Blinken. He was also a prominent lawyer for big tech companies and a lot of other corporations. Also a very good friend and close relation to Robert Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell's father, and he wrote was very active in what he said was sort of smoothing over relationships between East and West during the Cold War.
At the G7 summit this week, Trump told reporters that if he had kept bombing Iran, the stock market could have crashed to levels not seen since 1929. He also said that every single time the possibility of peace was floated, the market shot up like a rocket ship. Meanwhile, G7 leaders collectively praised the Iran deal and agreed, as a bloc, to increase pressure on Russia in the same set of meetings. Whitney Webb described this exact pattern in an interview months ago, both the use of market fear to manufacture public consent for policy decisions, and the mechanism by which multiple world leaders arrive at identical positions that were never voted on by their own populations. Here is what happened at the G7, and here is Webb explaining the architecture behind it. Before the news, here is the two-part framework Webb laid out that applies directly to this G7 moment. The first part is about fear and consent. Webb argued that when people are afraid, they stop thinking critically and start looking for easy solutions, and that if you create fear and then offer a tailor-made solution, you can manufacture consent far more easily than through honest persuasion.
Okay, so
Trump's own words at the G7 fit.
What they're getting at is the war created all of this fear, right? And now they can get done what they really want to get done, which is to make deals at a very high level. And that's why they got Trump in there. They know that they're destroying the old world order. They know that, right? But ultimately what they're doing is they're restructuring things, right? They're restructuring for business way up there, okay? In everybody's face. That's what we're watching. Part of that restructuring is taking land and doing this and that and that and that we ain't got nothing to do with. And they're going around countries, the country level. They said, we're surpassing that, we're not dealing with that no more. We're taking things to the level of their time is up. They have to do something drastic. They got to throw a Hail Mary and do whatever the hell they think is necessary to maintain anything. And this is what they're doing, okay? Dealing with, going into, they know that they're outnumbered. So they are going to try to, cull the population, if you will. Going into what? Wars. How do you get the population? Wars. You understand? So here we are. How can you go in and exterminate large numbers of people without anybody wars? Under the cover of war. Bill Gates is over there going crazy in Africa right now. Right? Just blame it on the war. Oh, yeah, it was war-stricken. Okay? No, we know what this devil is up to. Okay, then shall I slay my brother Jacob is what's going on at the end here. Meaning what? You're on the battlefield. You have to know who your enemy is in order to not trust your enemy. What is everything about right now? Everything is about combat on the battlefield. How do you fight? You fight a spiritual. Well, you got to have the spiritual weapons. You got to have the spiritual armor. You have to have the spiritual download. Spiritual warfare download. Okay? Here's the spiritual warfare download. It starts like this. Put the knife down, Peter. Put the dagger down. Alazar. Dagger man. Okay? That dagger's gonna get you stuck in the butt. Put it down. That's not the way. Yahushua is the way. Okay? How? He's the one telling Peter to put the, I gotta heal a nigga then. You understand? That's the way. Healing niggas. I gotta heal my enemy here, nigga, because you gotta get behind me because right now you're being a nigga, right? Don't be a nigga. A nigga wants to fight. Hey, I want to fight too, but you gotta stop that. You have to rebuke that demon because we're not in the time of fighting with hands, okay? We're praying for spiritual power. That's the fight you want, okay? That's the spiritual fight. You get spiritual power? What kind of power? It means you're walking in the spirit. You ain't getting no spiritual power if you ain't walking in the spirit. If you can't walk spiritually, right? There are rules to this thing. I mean, extrapolate. Anyway, it's more of the same. Be ye a good soldier, right? What does it mean to endure until the end? It means prepare yourself to sleep, right? To take a dirt nap, right? Get ready to sleep on the ground without thinking about it. You're going to be so tired sometimes. I just want to just lay down. You know, after a long ass road march, you're like, can we sit down for 5 minutes? You're going to pass the fuck out on your back, on your backpack. Lay down, not give a fuck. You got to get that in your mind now. Okay? Bivouac. What does bivouac mean? This is 2nd Ezra 16:40. I think. Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils, those bad times that we're in right now, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So you got to be ready to move. If we're going to be being hunted, right, fugitives and most wanted and all of that, I hope you slept on some couches in your day, like a good musician. It's time to fall back on that ruck, because you like, I can't walk no more. Shit, right now I need some winks. I'm finna get in this bush right here and pass out. Hope for the best. And we'll camouflage, right? You gotta get ready, man. Get your head ready. Oh, when is it time to leave? It's almost gonna be time to leave. What appeared to be an Edomite had a dream, or 3 dreams, and I'll get back in there, write this down, type of thing. If you saw the video, but they spoke of the EMP, which goes into the blackout, which goes into, you know, when that happens, when the power goes down, it's only a certain amount of time you can remain where you were in your neighborhood. It's going to be time to go. Okay? We just read it. It's going to be time to go. And if you're not wrapping your head around that, what the guy just say? See, and that thing can happen as soon as July 4th. They got to do something. False, whatever. If one of these surrounding countries, like Iran, all the Iranians that are here, all the Russians that are here, all the Chinese that are here, who are we out there fighting against? Bibi and them are here fighting against us. You know they're going to do something on July 4th. Oh, wait till July 4th. We're going to set it off. Some Roman candles on your ass. Right? Something about to happen. Okay, which is gonna, if you ain't got no Faraday, right? Right? Get something, protect your shit that you want to come out on the other side. Whatever that's gonna be moving forward. That's where we are. That's where this thing is. Slovakia, bear with me. So what are we enduring? This is the book of Matthew. What was it telling you? Matthew 24, 13. Matthew 24, 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Endure what? Endure them elements when you're out there in them. Just started summer, so it's going to be hot. These are the things to think about. Well, if the power goes off on July 4th, it's going to be hot. Okay? Coming up. And if it doesn't go out then, if it doesn't go out until it starts getting cold, then you think about that. But it's going to go out because we're in the plagues of Egypt, one of which was darkness. Okay? And you have to know that that's the time that we're in. You have to know what time we're in. What time are we in? We're in the time of Noah. You have to know what time we're in. What time are we? Well, we're in the time of Noah, dummy. Wake the fuck up and understand. Here comes the flood, right? Esau's coming in like a flood. In the time of Noah. You should know better by now that a flood is coming. We've been telling you, okay? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, right? What's that? Well, let's start with who your enemy is. Well, you don't know. You trust anybody, right? Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. That's simple, right? No. You got to know who your enemy is to never trust him. Now we got to go to Psalm 83, right? Never trust thine enemy. Who is being spoken to? Somebody who's an Israelite, okay? The Israelites should know who their enemies are, right? Just go look on the bottom of an Edomite's shoe, and there's your picture. He knows who his enemy is. Sirach 12. Okay? Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. All right? So, she that is my enemy. You got to know who your enemy is. Okay? Because you're going to get out there on the battlefield trying to be a pilgrim, and guess what? Trust your enemy. Eve up. You ain't subtle. You got to be more subtle than any beast of the field. That's easy. You got to be more subtle than the devil himself. Right? A lot of Jakes don't know how to talk to Esau. And Esau knows that. Esau knows who he can and can't. He'll size Jacob, and he knows who he can and can't mess with. Right? And then he'll try to mess with you anyway. Right? Look at Netanyahu. All right? So, I mean, there's nothing but Jacob's trouble is the battlefield. What do you not understand about it? Nigga, you being hunted, right? On all sides. You think in Jacob's trouble that, go back to the dream. Well, This motherfucker said China was here, Russia was here. He said Iran was here. What are they doing here? They fighting against Americans. You're an American. You're an African American. Guess what? You're on the battlefield, man. IUIC doesn't think they're on the battlefield. You run around in boots, marching, surrounding, playing army, but you don't think, right? You think somehow you're being protected. You're not being protected. Okay? You don't know the mysteries. You're not using the name. You're not. That's the strong tower. You're just out there about to get got. It's about to be good, right? Playing games and got you caught up. You're out there. Big old target on your back, right? And them sheep are going to scatter. The men of the Lord, we're going to be like this in Clark Kent. Yeah, we know you're coming to get us, but not because we had a big ass target and fringes on our back. Right? Now we'll stand stiffly when it's time to with a long garment, right? Pushing His word. But, getting in the way is not what we do. Psalm 83:6, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarites, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot Salah. Okay, so know your enemies. Never trust them. She that is my enemy, right? The enemy shall come in like a flood. You're on the battlefield. Who are you fighting? You're fighting against your enemy, stupid. He's fighting against you. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. Huh? That's you're getting an advanced attack plan. Well, the enemy's gonna come in like a flood. Just be ready. Right? Be circumspect. Be ready. Knowing you got the advanced attack plan. They're coming. When they do, what are you going to do? You're going to call upon the name and hope that that spiritual power hits you, right? No, these niggas are going to call on JC. Most High and Christ bless. Right? No wisdom there. All right, so the straight gate, right, is where the mysteries are. Okay? These are parables. You know what? The MOTB is a parable that to them it is not given. They recoil when that comes up. Oh, gotta talk about it. And that's a spirit on them, right? And now that spirit is defeating them completely, Salaki. Right? If you're under that spirit, that MOTB ain't to see yet, you're in derision, man. And you gotta come out of that. It's perfectly obvious at this time. Bro. You know? Anyway, a lot of people are going to be taken by surprise. They ain't ready for what is about to happen. They think it's all fun and games, and this devil is about to rise up. This devil's mad because they lost the war, right? And you got to be careful not to agitate and be pointed at. That's what the whole Obama campaign is. Obama, the algae in the pool, that's about Obama. Everything is about Obama. What's about Obama? Losing the war. That's about Obama. Obama's he's treason. That means anybody that says anything bad about America losing the war, they're coming after you. So be careful. Okay? Things change. Don't run around gloating. No, don't believe we lost. Can't do that. You gotta move circumspectly right now, because that loss, that W, reflects, right? Who? Esau's power. Why you gotta be so happy about it? What you gotta do? Hey, Clark Kent it out, man. You gotta Clark Kent it. Right? Contain your joy. Don't gloat. Right? Play dumb? What do you mean? We lost. What do you mean we lost? Now it's not the time to be agitating nobody. There's no wisdom in that. Bringing attention, making flagrant videos, titles, right? What you can do is be creative and conceal, right? Because we know the code, right? We know the cheat code. We know the mystery. Use it. Use the mystery. Okay? Walk behind. It was given to us so that we can be mysterious. Okay? You don't just tell everybody what you know or how you move, right? Just continue. They're not going to get it anyway, right? It's for you. Understand how to use that, right? So right now it's not about being seen. It's about not being seen and moving spiritually, right? What we want now, right, is control over invisibility, which is spiritual power. We want to be seen now. We want to be able to disappear instantly. You got to start working on that. If you're going to work, if you want to fly, you have to, every now and then, look around. Not yet. But what would I do? How would I break the ground? Right? You gotta do that one time. You might just take off, right? But you ain't gonna just take off if you're not trying to get a little launch. Because we're in that time, okay? What does it mean to endure until the endure what? The battlefield as a good soldier in this fight, okay? And getting your head chopped off on the battlefield in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is a win. You gotta understand what a win is. Donald Trump don't understand what a win is right now, and that motherfucker's mad as hell. He hates to lose. That dude hates to lose. So what is he gonna do? What does he do when he loses? He takes it out on somebody. He projects. So who is he coming at? He's going after Obama. And that's on a macro scale. How does that trickle down? Coming down to you. He's calling out, that's a dog whistle. Obama's a treason. That's a dog whistle. You niggas are number one target. Obama, we have to distract from the fact that we just lost everything. You niggers, you know what it is. You know exactly what it is. The enormity of America, humiliated. You don't understand people, Babylonians don't understand what the fuck is going on out there. They're, everything, no, you're a fucking clown. Been a clown, but now it's confirmed. You ain't got no power, nigga. We're about to roll you. So here comes the rolling, right? They got to blame it on somebody. You know what Nero's going to do? The niggers. Obama did it. He lost the war for us. So we're watching. What must you do? They shut down the light in 3 days. The hell out of there. You're the target. man of the Lord. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. You should be dotting your I's and crossing your T's right now, understanding how to stay in this thing and be relentless about it. Yeah, there's some people still coming in, teach the youngsters and give them that milk. But in a minute, it's going to be every man for himself. So, wives, guess what? I got one. That's all I need. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Now, if the Most High saddles me with another wife, then so be it, but I tell you right now, boy, this Spartan over here. Boy, with that, we pray that the elect were edified. Your brother and sister will face the north, Salakia, face the east. Call halal Yahweh Shemi Hawashad Bahashim Akal Kodash, double honors to the other apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone, even the elder that came before them. Taught us his truth. Shalom, the Savior takes all the brothers. I push the word of truth and in sincerity. I hope for what tabernacle do it. Shalom.